February 11th, 2023, around 3:13 p.m, a 16-year-old Year 11 Transgender Birchwood Community High School student was stabbed to death by two students of the same school she attended. Her body was discovered shortly on a path leading up to Culcheth Linear Park in Warrington, Cheshire, England, by a dog walker, in which it was later described seeing a bloodied body of a young woman lying face down in the mud. Brianna had been slashed numerous times, more than 28 times to her head, neck, back and to the chest as well, in the most brutal, vicious and violent fashion possible. Sadly, she wouldn't survive the horrific ordeal with the killers, who was aged only 15 at the time, but now 16, had been planning an attack for months leading up to the actual slaying. This wouldn't be the first time that boy Y and girl X had been planning to attack for. They thought of killing a boy back in November 2022, in which they exchanged messages talking about how they was to kill boy M, detailing bit by bit about how boy Y and girl X were doing the perfect plan, even though it's not exactly clear how they managed to set the target on Brianna Ghey. You guessed it, not only her was target, despite it was 4 other school kids as well, without them knowing. Luckily for them, they didn't die at the hands of the evil duo. Devastating enough, it wasn't the case, and Brianna was at the wrong place at the wrong time. The trial started not that long ago. A Manchester Crown Court heard that the phones recovered from the defendants showed that they had a great interest in morbid things such as snuff, rape, murder, torture, violence and death, same thing with murder and death. In one instance, girl X told boy Y on text in December 2022, "I love watching torture things, real ones on the dark web." The judge heard in the docs with the defendant present in the room. Another one saying in January 2023 by girl X to boy Y on text once again, "I want to stab her at least once, even if she's dead, just cause it's fun, lol." How sick, twisted, depraved, and what a maniac do you have to be to say something like that? No one. Welcome back to Psycho Minds. My name is Cody, and it's True Crime Exhibit documentary. We will take a closer approach, explore, and look back on the case of Brianna Ghey, who did deserve to die in the most brutal and horrific circumstances possible. Stick with us as we uncover what happened in February 2023, hence why the trial started. So instead, we as a channel are aware that we need to update this case. We want to shed a light to spread awareness, as well as to ensure that we are able to continue progress of keeping this case, story and channel alive as much as we can. This takes place in February 2023 in Cheshire, England. Brianna Ghey had built a small community on her TikTok account and page, which had amounts and garnered over 31,000 followers, according to reliable news source On Demand News. She was just simply enjoying her life, where it was cruelly and violently taken away in the most horrific, brutal and depraved way possible by two 15-year-olds at the time of the murder. She had been described by her family as Brianna was a much-loved daughter, granddaughter and baby sister. She was a larger-than-life character who would leave a lasting impression on all that met her. Brianna was beautiful, witty and hilarious. Brianna was strong, fearless and one of a kind. The loss of her young has left a massive hole in our family, and we know that the teachers and her friends who were involved in her life will feel the same. Police at first thought the attack was a hate crime, but it turned out that it was a targeted attack. It prompted the court to consider whether it was a deliberate attack on Brianna or not. It turns out it suggested that she had been stabbed 28 times by a 13cm hunter knife used by both of the defendants. She was left for dead in the park near the woods until when someone who walked in the park saw the body on the floor. Despite that, the other teenagers who had been there when the attack occurred ran away after the incident took place. Brianna left the house to go on the bus by herself on Saturday, February 11th, 2023, around midday. She got on the bus alone. The bus driver said she seemed very timid and quietly spoken. Her life came to an abrupt end that no one saw coming, ever. Her final few TikToks shows her depiction of what appears to be in a wooded area, not far from where the crime scene would soon be. The reign of terror and violence would soon rock the town and community of Warrington in Cheshire. She definitely did have many great friends in her short life. Her memories and legacy will continue to inspire others to open themselves up about being trans, to neon signs that displays a different perspective about being transgender isn't a hate crime. You can be whoever you want to be without feeling scared, afraid, or even worried that someone will judge you for who you are. Don't judge someone until you get to know them, is my best advice. Rest in peace, Brianna. You will forever be missed by everyone you loved and known. Rest in paradise, girl, not man. She's not a man, for crying out loud. She was born as a woman, and that's that. She began her journey of transitioning from a male to a female since the age of 14, according to a news source for a reliable website. Thank you for watching Psycho Minds. That's the case of Brianna Ghey, just with a more up-to-date version and fresh new looks on the tragic events that led up to the murder. But why not click one of our videos to see what we post about?